Greetings. Hey, everybody. Ah, good evening, good evening, good evening. Peace, Queen. All right. Oh, thank Ish. I'm glad to see everybody. Okay, so I did want to pull some cards tonight. um, hey, Black Queen, Divine Goddess. Hey, hey, everybody. I want to reply to everybody that comes in. Hey, Shado. Hey. Okay, so yeah, I've been chilling. I've been chilling. I've been building. I've been cleansing, healing, taking much needed time for myself. Yeah, I always have to pull away. I always have to pull away because I give so much of my energy and my time. And, I have a lot of clients that pay for my energy. So I have to be in good shape. So every now and then I have to disappear and do what's good for me and heal, so that I can be at my best when, I'm fucking with y'all. So yeah, it's good to see everybody tuned in. I'm sending everybody good energy. Um, so yeah. Uh I have so much stuff, like so many new perspectives, like oh my god, the journey within is beautiful. I'm telling you. You gotta take that time. You have to. You learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about the rhythm of things around you, how to manifest, how to just be. And it's amazing. Sometimes we could be giving out too much. And as a healer myself, I know nobody's going to heal me but me. So I have to pull away. I can't wait and expect anyone to come in and give me what I know is within me. So I'm often disappearing unapologetically. You know what I mean? But okay, let's get into the cards. See what we can get for you guys tonight. Hi, welcome. I feel like it's been a lot of revelations. A lot of revelations. Thank you, Goddess. A lot of revelations in your life. I feel like there's been a huge shift amongst everything. And the old ways are no longer going to work. It's like this is literally the season for accountability, action, and change. So it's no more of that living in fucking self-deluded ideals of why shit is happening around you. Like, I'm not blaming nobody for shit, because I don't know nobody's life on this page. I only know my life and only know the messages that I receive. But it's time to be like accountable in the way that nobody else's energy can shift your shit. Nobody else's energy can make you fall off your square. You know what I mean? And the shit is real. We can live and blame and disillusion all we want. That's just prolonging the healing process and prolonging getting shit done. Like, if there's people in your life, or if you're a person in somebody's life that's just keeping up unnecessary drama, it's always some bullshit that's easily changeable just by a shift in your actions or your thought process. Like, that shit is old. It's time to throw that out, because nobody don't want to hear it no more. Like, this is just the season for that. And with Saturn being in retrograde, it's even more accountability being pushed in your face. Because we could talk about how good we were to people, how much we gave to people, how this and that and the other, and how they were wrong to us. But the bottom line is, how long did you allow it to go on? So I really take time a lot to see where I could be standing in my own way. And I encourage you to do the same thing, because at the end of the day, fuck what anybody else got going on. Fuck what anybody else bringing towards you. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to participate in it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's really just time for a shift in perspective. And just about what the hell you allow. What you allow around you. And stop, like, dumbing down your intuition just to keep motherfuckers around you. You know what I'm saying? Stop planting seeds with people who are toxic just because it's fun, and then when you see their toxicity, you want to act nonchalant or surprised about it because maybe you in on it too, or maybe you just like the vibe of this person. Whatever the fuck it is, it's literally time to cut it out. Like, there's no more of that shit. We're well aware of what we're manifesting, who people are. They show us themselves all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just like we show ourselves to people. So it's just really time for that accountability, as you know, and putting yourself in the spaces that you want to, like, grow some shit in. Stop planting seeds with motherfuckers that's not gonna water it. Like me, I'm no longer doing free emotional labor for motherfuckers. Like, that's a boundary I have to set. Because there's like a thin line between a friend and a client. You got to keep shit in order. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't allow people to take from you or rob you of your energy source or your time and attention or whatever the fuck it is, and then be mad at them. Like, now is just the time to, like, be accountable, recognize the shit that's happened. And accountability is not to say that what somebody else did was foul or wasn't you know, wrong or made you feel some way. It's just to say, like, okay, now I see everything and now I'm moving forward. But don't keep, like, reliving those situations, because all you're doing is just, like, being stuck in a karmic cycle. So it's really just time to let some shit go and move forward, because the only thing you're doing is weighing yourself down, carrying shit that you no longer have any control over. You can't control anything outside of yourself. Like, as far as another person is concerned. Yeah, you can control your manifestations and your energy and all of this, but you can't control another person's actions and blah, 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 and all this stuff. So if you choose to stay in that energy, that's all you're going to keep manifesting. That's all you're going to keep reliving. And that shit is exhausting. And nobody has time for it. And you don't have time for it. You know what I mean? When you really look at it, you don't have time for it. You don't want to look up in 5 years and all you did was like waste your time on some karmic relationship that just keeps going in the same circle, or just bullshit, or just all you have to show is just relationships or failed relationships. You want to look back and have shit that you have created that's only for yourself. And that begins with accountability and just fucking doing what you got to do for yourself, regardless of what's going on external to you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know nobody's shit, and I'm not perfect, but this is just what I received. And I'm just sharing it with y'all because, you know, we all have that shadow work to do. The journey is never done. Enlightenment is not something you just reach a certain thing and now you know everything. Like, we're always learning and growing. So just wanted to share that with you guys before we get into the cards. Yeah. You got the Hangman in reverse. Basically what I was just saying. A new perspective. It's time to like shift how you see shit. Like, honestly. You know, like, you could have like a desired outcome and think there's only one way to get there. But happiness comes in many forms and there's many roads and all that shit to it. So it's time to shift your perspective. If you've been doing some shit that you feel like is keeping you in a rut and you uncomfortable and blah, 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 change that shit. Change it. Change it, yo. Like, when you was right here in the upright position, you was thinking. You know, you were being enlightened. You were getting downloads. And now you up here, so it's like now you ready to go out there and use that new perspective to make whatever you want happen. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's idea of success and abundance is different. The World card in reverse. So remember I was just talking to you about those karmic cycles. Like, your perspective has to change around this shit. How you allow things to exist in your life, how you approach certain situations, coming out of that delusional ass mindset and doing the same thing over and over again. Because I'm telling you, the star card in reverse, like I said earlier, you're delaying your healing. You're delaying the healing process by staying in these cycles that aren't beneficial to you. And sometimes it's hard to hear shit like that. You know, I've had people in my sessions hang up on me because I'm saying some real shit and then later come back and book another session with me because they realized I was telling the truth. So sometimes it's hard to look at yourself and see where you could be self-sabotaging. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to look at my own self and see that shit. Like I said, nobody's perfect. But you can live in what somebody else did forever and ever and ever. And it can feel good and it can sound good while you saying it and while you living through it, to use it as a whatever leverage to feel what you feeling at the time. But at the end of the day, you still got to move on from that shit. You got to move on from that shit. The Hierophant comes out. So this is like a divine message. It's like really time to tap into that higher self. And that's what all this has been boiling down to. All the trials and tribulations that you perceive were delays and things like that. It was literally just leading you to your higher self. You know what I'm saying? So that you could register with your divine purpose and what you need to be doing. And sometimes it's more of internal. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's more internal than external. Three of Pentacles comes out. You know, I feel like it's time to stop paying attention to what everybody else is fucking saying. Everybody on the outside looking in, like, it's time to stop fucking paying attention to what they saying. They're not living your life. They don't fucking know you. But at the same time, it's like you need to be stepping up and giving yourself credit for all that you've accomplished thus far. Regardless if you think you in the space that you so-called supposed to be at and it's taking a little bit longer, you still need to acknowledge that. Don't wait for nobody else to acknowledge you. Some people not gonna acknowledge you. Some people not gonna acknowledge you because your relationship was based on trauma, and now that you're healing and doing bigger things, they don't want to see that. So don't sit around and wait for other people to give you credit for how far you've come. You give you credit. You know what I'm saying? You acknowledge it. You step into your higher self and see what it's trying to show you. Well, apparently, the bottom of your deck is the King of Wands, so it's trying to show you how royal you are and divine you are and purposeful you are. And that you don't need to leave your throne to address petty bullshit. Because you are compassionate. You do have boundaries. You do have certain standards that you want the people in your life to live by. But at the same time, you're just compassionate and chill and just making shit happen. And, you know, that's where you need to be right now. Ace of Cups comes out. So it's like, now you ready for love, maybe. But also, it's like you have this newfound sense of self-love. You are like really tapping into your self-worth. And I feel like you want to make better decisions regarding that. But I don't want you to feel like if you're making better decisions regarding your self-worth that you're being mean or detached from people. Because honestly, anybody that doesn't want you to recognize your self-worth and live in that and move in that, then they don't recognize their self-worth. So it's hard for them to recognize yours. And you just have to keep moving. So don't be afraid to like be all you are just because a few miserable motherfuckers don't know who they are. You have a lot of self-love that has been like sprouted or some shit inside of you because of all of this right here that we started off in the beginning with the Hangman in reverse, the World card in reverse, and the Star in reverse. It was like you were being planted, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. It was like a lot of maybe disoriented feelings or some shit. But it was only so that you could blossom and really just like recognize who you are and take that self-love and just make shit happen in your life, as opposed to waiting for somebody to like come in and give you this love. Don't wait for that shit to happen. You be waiting forever. The Knight of Wands in reverse comes up. So it's like, start being consistent. You know what I mean? If you want certain outcomes, be consistent with that shit. You know? Don't be like all talk and no show, and don't be like fucking with people that's all talk and no show, that come in all passionate and whoopty whoopty whoop, and they gonna do this and they gonna change that, and then when shit get real, this motherfucker dip out. Or you dip out. Whatever. You know what I mean? However it resonates. But it's really just time to be consistent and make some choices. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit right here, this inconsistent shit gonna have you just running in and out, running in and out, running in and out of people's lives, of shit, of situations and whatever, until you don't have nowhere to run in and out to anymore. Or however that resonates. Somebody could be running out of space with you. You know what I mean? But it's just recognizing your worth, having that accountability, having all of that. That's going to bring you to that divine balance that you want. Because you're going to get to this space, and I always tell you guys this, that all this 3D shit's not gonna matter to you. And you're gonna be at peace with solitude. Because you know, like, you just tapped into something higher. And it's not to look down on anybody, but it's just to show you that certain shit don't matter. A lot of motherfuckers right now is worried about the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? The wrong shit. Simplicity is the most luxurious thing you could ever acquire. You know? And so I am like determined to live a life of simplicity and just peace and quiet. And you know, whatever interactions I need will be brought to me. You don't have to chase anything, attract, just chill, you know, but be consistent with the energy that you want to put out. You want consistent energy from people? Well, I don't even want to say that because that's so fucking cliche, and sometimes that's not even true. Because you can be consistent with people, and some people just don't have the capacity to be consistent with you because they got the shiny butterfly syndrome. Every time some shit happen, they running here and there. You can't even get them, you know, focused in on anything. So what I say is just have that divine balance within you. You like fuck what everybody else is projecting, their energy and all that stuff. Just have like that divine balance within you. You'll be able to resonate and see why that energy is coming at you the way it is and what it's about, but you don't have to absorb it and address it. But yeah, just be consistent though. Alright. Bam. Next card we got out is the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful energy because like I said, hey Chris Anthony, I love your YouTube. I'll follow you on YouTube. You're like my favorite reader. But yeah, with this Nine of Pentacles coming out, it's like this shedding and this being planted and feeling like all the turmoil and just all the change and shit is only to like grow you. You see like all this abundance around her. She's got like the coins, the growth, the earth, the birds are in there. It's like you're attracting, like I said, not chasing. So you want to like step into that divine energy. And that's the only way to like stay consistent, because also the Nine of Pentacles, she's financially stable. She's just stable on her own. And that's from her consistent energy. And this doesn't just have to be a feminine energy card. This is just saying you having that independence and that consistency is what's going to keep you feeling good, you know, feeling grounded. And you don't have to search outside of yourself for that unconditional love. Next card that came out was the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So like not only are you just like independent and you're doing what you need to do, it's like now you coming out of this energy of feeling misunderstood because you don't give a fuck about being understood. The people who understand you will be drawn to you, and you will have an understanding of yourself, and you don't feel left out in the cold because of this Nine of Pentacles. You done created your own lane. You have like your own shit. So it's like you don't have to feel left out in the cold. Now, you may have to leave some people out in the cold because everybody can't go where you're going. But it's just divine order. And it's not personal. It's just energy. The King of Pentacles was in reverse too. So this to me is like, just be mindful when this abundance and this glow up happens, that you don't become like, you know, materialistic or shallow or just hardened, you know, towards maybe the people that were, like we talked about earlier, kind of like fucked up towards you. But just make sure you stay in balance. And like I said, that divine balance. Don't get unfocused just because, like, you know, money's good, you feeling at home now. You don't have to necessarily shit on everybody. Because when you just in your own lane, that's shitting enough. You don't have to exude any arrogance or unnecessary hostilities towards anybody because you already have your own lane. So just be mindful of that energy. Don't get too haughty and arrogant. Yeah, stay grounded. Like I said, Two of Cups comes up in reverse, and I just told you that it's like you're gonna have to let some people go. You're going to have some separations, and these are inevitable separations, whether they're connected to like unhealthy emotions that you have, old relationships that you hold on to the anger from or whatever. It's really just time to separate yourself from certain things. Clear that emotional cache so you can kind of like start new, because you can have all the abundance and stability in the world, but if your heart is still heavy, it's like, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to really enjoy it? So it's like, it's just time to clear some stuff out. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. As I said, that the death card comes out. So it's time for that transformation. Like that dark night of the soul, you coming up out of that. Like I said, you were planted. Now this is rebirth. This is rebirth to me. You know what I mean? Really tapping into that 5D energy. Knowing what matters. Letting go of the things that don't. We all know what this energy means. Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. It's The Oracle. The Oracle. So yeah, this is a transformation. You starting new now, you know, and you starting lighter. I feel like you starting lighter though. Like the energy is lighter. It's like, okay, whew, now I got that out of the way. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this, you know? Now it's like clarity. And maybe that King of Pentacles in reverse was representative of maybe some of that dark night of the soul. So, you know, just come through that space. Like I said earlier, accountability is not saying that what someone did wasn't foul or disheartening. It's just saying that you choose not to live in that and not allow that to control your life and your actions and your energy and being angry and bitter and, you know, and all that stuff. Like, feel all the feels. You have to. That's the only way you're going to heal from it. But don't live in it. Don't stay stuck there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you really sit and you think and you look outside of the bullshit that you're going through, there's life still going on all around you. There's experiences that are still to be had all outside around what you're going through in that little moment and that little speck of the universe. Like, there's still so much shit you could be enjoying and creating. So don't allow like one setback to change everything around you, but still allow your perspective to be changed so you can create solutions and shit. Like, solutions are where we need to always be programming our energy. But I do encourage feeling, venting, and all that shit. You have to do that. But once you do that, acknowledge it, create the change, and start moving in that change. Don't just stay stuck there. All right, let's get a couple outcome cards from another deck, and then we'll do the oracle cards like we normally do. But I think it's dope as fuck that the last card that came out was the death card in the upright position. Because the whole spiel earlier was this transformation, was this change, you know, that we're embarking on. And I feel like it's more internal than external. But the beautiful thing about the internal change is it's going to be what reflects externally. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this is beautiful and this is divine. All right, hold on. Thank you. Three of Wands. So I feel like this is like the change is here. It's here. It's here. It's here. No, I don't have nobody stalking you, King Marcus. You always be saying that. No, I don't. I promise. Your ships are coming in. And even if they have been taking a little longer than you had expected, it was kind of like you kind of sent out a message to see if everything was going okay. And like your spirit guides are coming in as this bird saying like, yeah, everything is going according to schedule. Just chill. And this is totally besides the point, but this is what I'm hearing. Some of y'all have fucked up relationships and you single because you impatient and you controlling. And nobody likes that shit. You know what I mean? So maybe you are being made to wait on things so that you can learn that everything don't happen in the exact sequence and time frame that you would want it to. Would want it to. Some of y'all gotta learn some damn patience. Some of y'all gotta learn some damn compassion and shit. Let go of the need of control. Because to you, it may, on the inside, it may seem like, oh, I'm just doing this because I want things to be right, or I'm just blah, blah, blah because blah, blah, blah. But on the outside, somebody who is not in the space of wanting to be controlled is going to be like, yo, I'm not feeling this shit at all. So, yeah, you being taught patience as well. Page of Swords came out, and this came out in reverse, but in this deck you don't really have to read it in reverse. But I'm gonna say this: stop stalking and watching people you not with no more. Stop stalking and watching people you don't like. Stop being nosy and messy or whatever, because this came out in reverse for a reason. And if it's not you, it's probably somebody who gonna watch this shit later, or if you got somebody in your life like that, time is up for that. Time is up for all that mess. All that mess and quarreling and keeping up confrontation in other people's lives and in your life and all that shit. All that shit is dead. Like, seriously. Four of Cups in reverse, yeah. Nobody's got time for it. This is that, like, apathetic ass energy. Like, yo, I don't really give a fuck. Like, that's how people are going to start to be with you. If you're not practicing patience and not being messy and all this other stuff. And on top of that, if you don't let go of the need of control, you're going to miss out on valuable opportunities. Because you're stuck on one outcome or one way to the outcome. So it's like, you got to let shit transpire in divine order. Can't control everything. Two of Pentacles comes out. So it's like, yeah, like I said earlier, all about creating that divine balance. That divine balance. You know, because things are really about to get better. But it's just time to cut some shit out. We already saw that earlier. It's time to cut some shit out. Six of Wands comes out. This shit came out in reverse. But like I said, in this deck, you don't have to read it like that. But if you look in the back, this hating ass motherfucker right here. It's like you on your way to being a better you. You know, being well received by your tribe, your soul tribe, your spirit tribe, the people that resonate with you. Don't worry about the people in the background that don't resonate but still want to fucking be a spectator of the shit. Go towards success. Do what you gotta do. This may seem scattered, but it's like I'm reading for more than one person. So it's like these are just messages that need to come out at this point. But yeah, do what you gotta do. Because you're gonna be welcomed by the people that resonate with you. And they're gonna really fuck with you the long way. You know what I mean? But there's always going to be spectators that don't really support you, but want to watch what you do. So, you know, be mindful of that. Nine of Wands comes up, and it came up in reverse. But this is like I was just saying, do what you got to do, but be mindful of the company you keep, because you could be in the presence of people who want to be near you. But if you look at this guy right here in the green shirt, he's still side-eyeing homie in the red shirt. So it's like you got people around you. I mean, this dude in the red shirt is side-eyeing the guy in the green shirt. My bad. So it's like you got people around you, but do you really trust these people? You know what I mean? You already the wounded warrior. You already been through a lot. This dude got like a bandage on his head. He's tired. He's been through a lot. So like, make sure that the people that are around you are people that are gonna be like really on your team. Don't just have people around you because you want people around you. Yeah, Queen of Swords comes out to say it's just basically time to put yourself first. Do the inner work. Size people up before they come too close, because you've been through a lot of shit already. A lot of you have been through a lot, and that dark night of the soul moment and that shadow work really taught you a lot about yourself, taught you a lot about what you allow in your life, and how you are not putting your needs and your priorities in in the front line of the things that you're giving your energy to. So this is really just saying it's time to put yourself first, and love and business and matters of the heart and friendships and things where you have been taking the back seat. Spirit is like, it's not time to take the back seat anymore. That's not gonna work anymore. It's time to like move forward. It's time to put your best foot forward and get shit done. And then she came out in an upright. So it's like, you not coming from a place of being bitter or spiteful or anything like that. It's like you just know what you will and will not accept at this point. And that's cool, because that's where, you know what I'm saying, those healthy boundaries come up. And if you look, she's got like a butterfly on the tip of her sword. So that's what lets me know it's like you're not bitter, you're not angry, but you just are fed up with giving more than you're getting, or just being exhausted, and it's just really time to set up healthy boundaries and put yourself first. That's really what this means, you know. And really just like stop being around people that you got a side eye, no matter what the connection is to them, you know. Just do what you got to do for you. Yeah, because whoever is on some sneaky shit or whatever with the Seven of Swords, or just some dishonest shit, it's gonna be brought to the light. And on top of that, you want to step into an energy where you're not stealing your own happiness by worrying about people that don't have your best interest at heart, or worrying about people whose best interest you don't have at heart. Like, it's just time for meaningless shit to be cut out of your life. Yeah, so the messages are basically like repeating themselves. So I don't want to just, keep saying the same thing. So I'm going to end this, save it, post it, and then I'll come back and we'll do the oracle cards. All right, guys. Peace.